perfect.
Alright, should be back up and running now. So, it's like we'll have to go ahead and switch over here permanently to the role reversal here. Looks like Al actually managed. You managed to actually stay in the server here, Al, so I'll go ahead and run the pictures as best I can. And hopefully the video will stay pretty good on the broadcast. I won't be able to see it for some reason, so... But anyway, we'll give it a shot, eh?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I'm having some video issues tonight. So I am hoping this comes back to me here.
Well, I tell you, as many times as I've tabbed out of this game, it's a minor miracle I'm still in here myself. So, you know, I think we have seen a few problems actually with this track in the past. Having a few disconnects here or there, so maybe that's part of the problem. But in any event, look, at the end of the day, assuming we stay connected, none of that really matters because this is going to be one hell of a race. Assuming a bunch of guys don't get booted or what have you. And a remarkable track. You just never know what's going to happen around the place. And do you copy?
I see a broadcast. I copy. Yeah. Sorry, Brad. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on here. Sorry. Oh my God, I'm still in. Okay. All right, let's run it down.
All right. Alex White starting from the first position. Salem Montgomery Jr. in second. Jaime Moore third. John Luden fourth. Andres Preto fifth.
Chris Moses is going to be starting sixth. Connor Swain with a stout time there. Starting 7th, Matt Taylor 8th, Parsons 9th, David Rowley, wow, going to start 10th.
Yeah, nice time for him. John Houston takes 11th, Marty Uren starts 12th, Krishna Khalili is in 13th, Jonathan Cup at 14th, Ian Jolicoeur put in a time to 15th.
Wilkinson's going to start 16th, Mike Trussler 17th, Mike Monahan 18th, Rodrigo Triana 19th, Juan Monroy is going to start 20th.
Curtis Chandler takes 21st, Iggy Shiordia starts 22nd, Gregory Myers 23rd, Esteban Palacio 24th, Alex Scott 25th.
Calderon's going to start 26th, Brian Story 27th, 28th, Ken Rodriguez. Chuck Carter's going to start 29th, as we just lost somebody. David Poole is going to be 30th.
Yeah, Ryan Schleif 31st, Kevin Miller is 32nd, and Felipe Trana they're in 33rd. So, whew, okay. So, well, let's try to have a quick reset as we set the grid here and to get these guys rolling off to 1 hour here at Bathurst. So, we've had a few technical difficulties, but it looks like we should be, if I can see the cars.
Yeah, we should be good to go. Here we go, Brad. 20 to go.
Yeah, 20 seconds. So, Alex White out in front. Salem Montgomery Jr. takes second. Quick thoughts, Al? What do you think?
Well, it's going to be a tough challenge for these guys to make it through this, especially these first couple laps. It's going to be a challenge. But I'll be watching from the back.
Fair enough. Here we go.
Roll reversals tonight, Brad. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, it's a little tough, but we'll get it going. So it is a bit of a a bit of a sluggish start for Alex White. Salem Montgomery Jr. will jump into the lead.
There's a few guys slow out of the gate there. Chiordia with a slow start.
And at the front now, it's going to be a dice three-way here into the second corner. Luden looking to the outside of Alex White is not going to be able to get the job done, and there is a spin. It looks like John Luden has gone around.
One of the Kung Fu racing guys went wide into the barrier.
Boy,
looks like that was Marty.
I have to tell you, coming through there, that John Luden spin, that could have been an absolute disaster. That was very well judged by the field behind him. So John Luden does slot back into 9th place, and he has got it gathered back up, but will have some fights on his hands to get back up.
These guys are really dicing around here in the back, but so far so good.
Boy, it has been a nice move up here early for Connor Swain the first half lap. First time coming through the Dippa.
Ryan Schleif giving one of the Bentleys the business. I know he's quick, but these guys aren't just going to move over for him.
Yeah, we'll check on that momentarily. So things have stabilized here. Not even through our complete first lap here. It is still going to be Salem Montgomery Jr. Looks like he'll lead the way this first lap. And has taken that spot from Alex White. Andres Prieto slotted into third, Jaime Moore fourth, and Chris Moses fifth. That is your top five as we run. Hell of a run up for Connor Swain. They're starting now running in sixth, here in the first lap.
Yeah, and six right behind Chris Mo. In front of Aaron Parsons. David Rowley with a good start too, jumps up a couple spots in it.
Yeah, he sure does. We are on him now. Of course, ninth place John Luden looking to reclaim some of his lost spots.
And Matt Taylor's dropped back to 15th behind Mike Monty.
Yeah, interesting. Not sure what happened there. Of course, Matt Taylor had that very nice start way up toward the front. So we didn't catch that.
Shorty having a look on the inside of Hell Corner on Kurt. Can't get it done though. David Poole's already worked his way up to 22nd.
Following Mike Monahan now on. Ryan Schleif is going to take that second corner a little wide.
Ooh, as we got the big incident in the back. Kurt Chandler, Chiordia. Oh, it's very ugly back here. Looks like Matt Taylor was involved. He's turned around.
Yeah.
Bentley's involved.
Oh, and
wow, this is disaster back here. Oh, Chandler missing his front clip. Oh, one of the Vipers got a puncture. He's off the pace.
Yeah, so mayhem back there, and none more so than Matt Taylor. Matt Taylor looking very strong there in that qualifying period, but it has definitely come undone for him. Now, all these guys that have problems here in the back, they really need to stick with this thing, Al, because there can be a lot of retirements around this place. We've seen the first of probably what will be many, Al.
Well, I'll tell you what, if PMR wants to win a championship, we saw Taylor DNF last week. He's got some serious problems this week. We got an Audi lag. Looks like that's Triana.
So Triana also starting up there toward the front, and we see on board with Iggy Ciordia. He did pick up that spot. So, so everybody gaining spots here, and that's going to be the message of the day here as they run around this track. If the longer they manage to keep it on track, the more spots these guys are going to gain. This is a true endurance event, even though we're only talking about 1 hour worth of racing now.
Yeah, you got Brian Story back there with just a destroyed Bentley.
Yeah, unfortunate for some of those guys that caught up in that mess, but at the moment, over fourth place here, it is Jaime Moore looking to put the pass on teammate Andres Prieto, who managed to get in front somehow, and Andres Prieto actually will give way, so it is Jaime Moore now moving forward to that third spot, and he will try to put some pressure now on Alex White, so Andres Prieto giving the easy pass to teammate Jaime Moore.
Alex Scott out with a DNF.
Oh, and a tough break for Alex Scott.
Wilkerson. Yeah, Wilkerson finally making it back to the pit lane. Just get serviced on that Vibe. Wilkerson, last season's competition index winner.
Yeah, what a jewel in the crown that was.
In the pits. A lot of guys in the pits. Marty's in. Kurt's in. Wilkerson's in. So, ugliness in the back.
Wow, well again, it's all about sticking with it tonight for these guys that run into problems. There are positions yet to be gained out there. You see just how tight this track is following Jaime Moore here on Andres Prieto's onboard camera. These guys are going to have to do this a total of 25 times here tonight, and that is no small matter, let me tell you.
I'll tell you what, David Poole is putting some intense pressure on Juan Monroy for 15. Poole's got some pace and started near the back, so already in the points. Keep an eye on Poole.
Yeah, we'll check back with David Poole here momentarily as currently riding along board teammate John Luden, trying to take advantage here on Connor Swain, still running very nicely there in 7th, but he's going to have a look through the chase. And Connor Swain showing some very nice poise there, had to back out of it early. He knew what the score was there, either challenge and wreck or back off and let Luden through for the spot. So Luden up to 7th place, nice move.
Well, he has fallen back to 11th. Houston just put a nice move on him.
So John Houston
down into the chase.
Yeah, so John Houston up into the 10th spot. Of course, teammate Aaron Parsons up there in 6th, I believe. Yes, 6th place at the moment. So both that T-Brock Dam Bam teammates running pretty well here.
Oh, Chris Moses having a look on the inside of Prato. Really putting the pressure on, but behind these, very close battle there, but Parsons all the way back to 14th, really tough.
Yeah, and we did check out that battle for a little bit. Now, it should be mentioned, Chris Moses does not really have the weight Andres Prieto does, and I think he's going to have a very excellent opportunity to try to take over that 4th spot, but Andres Prieto is not going to make it easy in this place. Extremely difficult to pass, even at the best of times. So Chris Moses actually making a mistake there, coming into Skyline. He's going to have to reset.
Yeah, he ran wide, some damage. But it's almost impossible to get through a race here without clipping the wheel.
It is, really. You're hoping.
I mean, you got to be perfect.
Yeah, you're really hoping to come away with just minor damage, get that fixed up at your pit stop so you don't have to accrue too much more after that.
Let's say if you don't have damage on your car, you're not trying hard.
Well, there's probably some truth to that as well. So it is Connor Swain still running in 8th, and let's take him down through the field really quickly. We have a pretty good grasp of who's running there in the top 8 at the moment. So Ian Jolicoeur now currently running in the 9th spot, followed closely by John Houston. We'll get back to that battle momentarily. David Rowley in a 3-way battle with Mike Trussler and Mike Monahan. So both those guys going well, and we will stay on board Mike Monahan here.
Yeah. Ooh, Trussler with a. Ooh, taking Mikey off. Well, I wouldn't say took him off, but made a late defensive move.
It looks like Ian
caught Mikey on. We got Ian's gone off.
So
Cuppet looking to take advantage. Sorry, Brad.
So
I'm not used to this role.
So Mike Monahan will take a see how hard it is, Al. See what I have to deal with. So it will be Mike Monahan through to that 12th spot, and he is actually going to give up, actually not give up any positions in the balance, as Ian Jolicoeur had gone off, and he was able to fight off Jonathan Cuppet. So Ian Jolicoeur now in the 14th spot. Juan Monroy currently running 15th, and his season has kind of continued to languish a little bit for Juan Monroy, Al.
Yeah, it has, but I'll tell you what, David Poole, he was up in the points. Must have made a mistake. He's fallen back to 8.
Yeah, we'll check in with David.
Schleif's gotten around.
Yeah, and that is newsworthy, David Poole. We will check in with him momentarily because that is an important part of the equation for 05 Motorsports here tonight. So it's currently Gregory Myers there in the 16th spot, and he has been hounded at the moment by Ryan Schleif in 17th. And there is the aforementioned David Poole. He, no doubt, has a little bit of pace on those guys, so he's going to try to get up and do whatever damage he can. Now, Iggy Shiorda up to 19th. Last time we checked in with him, he was in 21st. And Esteban Palacio has a problem. He is facing the wrong way. Coming up here through, shoot, I can't remember the name of the corner. Just, clips a BMW. I think that might be Matt Taylor.
Gets clipped. Yep.
And that is exactly...
Taylor's night continues to unravel.
Yeah, that is exactly what can happen around this place. Even if you are doing everything right, that doesn't mean you aren't going to run into any problems. And that could easily have happened to Alex White or Salem Montgomery Jr. or any one of our other front runners. So, tough break there. But in any event, Esteban Palacio now will have given some ground to Ken Rodriguez in 24th. And those guys will quickly have battle. Chuck Carter now up to 25th. Marty Uren has been in and out for repairs, but still has some damage showing on that Ferrari. And Dan Wilkerson, we talked about him. He is in and out of the pits, currently 27th. Curtis Chandler all the way back to 28th after that great qualifying start. And looks like he's going to be the last car on the lead lap as a teammate, Salem Montgomery Jr., actually in the distance behind him. Brian Story in 29th, and that is going to be it. 29 runners, Al.
Joe LaCour just made the pass on Cuppet down into into the dipper. Nice move by Joe LaCour there.
Yeah, Joe LaCour looking to take back some spots. So rejoining with the lead, it is Salem Montgomery Jr. now with a couple 3 seconds. You can see the gap out there on track to Jaime Moore, second place, but Alex White has found some rhythm here, and he is back challenging Jaime Moore for that second spot. And Andres Prieto continues to hold down.
Yeah, he certainly is.
Yeah, sorry, Al. Andres Prieto continuing to hold down fourth place with Chris Moses in pursuit.
Yeah, Moses has, we saw him make that mistake a couple laps ago, but he has picked up some ground on Prieto, starting to slowly reel him back in.
Yeah, and it looks like those guys now have managed to open a bit of a gap on sixth place Aaron Parsons. So Aaron Parsons a little bit, well, not quite in no man's land, as John Luden has crept up to his bumper. Aaron Parsons showing a little bit of damage to that Mercedes, Al.
Yep, he's got Luden up his tailpipe and some right front damage too. Well, both those cars have right front damage. So
yeah, coming through the Forest Corner, I believe that's called. And now to that Conard Straight, coming up to the chase.
I'll tell you what, Houston slowly but surely catching up to these guys up ahead of them. So.
Yeah, interesting now as John Luden is indeed showing very good pace, and you have to wonder, though these straights are quite long and there is quite a draft available as well, just how much grunt that Porsche is going to have. They're looking to take advantage into this second corner. I don't know if it's going to happen or not. Kind of interested to see how close John Luden can stay here in that Porsche.
I'll tell you what, we look further back. Trussell holding off David Rowley and a little bit, then Monahan has caught up to these guys as well. It's another nice showing for Mikey. Had a good run last week at Interlago.
Yeah, you almost have to say kind of a bit of a rebound race for Mike Monahan in that race. We talked about it. Losing teammate Thiago Canola. Looks like Thiago will be out for the rest of the season, and that is pretty tough, as we always like to follow his progress in these events. But John Luden not quite able to get the pass done, and I think he's going to have to wait here a little while longer, as passing almost impossible here on the top of this mountain.
Well, one guy I'm watching here at Cuppet, after Joe LaCour went past, he's been having a hard time running 14th, keeping up with Joe LaCour. Joe LaCour's checked out on him, and Cuppet's kind of on his own right now. He just doesn't have the pace to catch up with those guys just ahead of him.
Yeah, and you mentioned that pass by Ian Jolicoeur on Cuppet, but once again now we see Cuppet leading over teammate Ryan Schleif. So he has really figured something out here in the last couple weeks, as he has continued to show a little bit of pace on his teammate here in the last few events. So it is Mike Monahan now, still involved in that three-way fight with David Rowley, and I believe
Moses might have a run on. Moses might have a pass attempt here, and Prieto into the dipper. Sorry, Brett.
No, that's okay. Yeah, coming through the chase now is Chris Moses, and getting it a little wrong there, bouncing off the curbs a little bit, and
I'm sorry, the chase.
Yeah, that's okay, and inducing
my corners mixed up.
Yeah, inducing a little bit of wheel spin, so he is going to have to reset as well. Now that BMW and Viper both should be pretty equal on straight line speed here. So it's going to be all about catching a very good draft for Chris Moses. I think his best opportunity is going to be going into turn 2, but just not going to be close enough this lap for Chris Moses.
White has fallen back a little bit from Jaime Moore, but you know that little mistake there and the chase from Moses, how much time he lost. It's pretty amazing.
You know, that's a very critical corner there coming through there. If you hit it right and keep momentum, you can actually carry that momentum all the way into that final corner. Despite it being pretty twisty, you do hold all that momentum. Now there's a mistake from Aaron Parsons out in front, and John Luden is going to have a look coming up the hill. And John Luden, I think, really could have forced the issue there, decided not to. Almost made a mistake on the inside and bounced off the wall, but judged it pretty well in the end. So John Luden having a look, but not quite successful this time.
Couple mistakes there from Montgomery. A couple slow laps. Jaime Moore is banging them out. Just ran a lap or two ago. Session best 2:05.4.
Yeah, interesting. Well, we'll keep our eyeball on that fight because that could be an important one. I suspect Jaime Moore might have a little bit of speed on Salem Montgomery Jr., but we're talking about Jaime Moore, a non-race winner, up against former race winner Salem Montgomery Jr. So you got to think he's got a little bit of the veteran experience on his side, Al.
Yeah, he does. And one thing I want to point out here, Canola won this race, or I believe, no, wait, who won this race? A couple seasons ago.
It was Tiago Canola.
Yeah, Canola won, yeah, we're on a double stint. So, Preto's not, he will take that kind of a chance. If he thinks he can finish this race on the same set of tires, I mean, that's going to be an option for some of these guys. Especially Alex White and the Porsche.
Yeah, so we just saw a mistake by Aaron Parsons there coming through the chase. That is going to allow John Luden through to that spot, and in the end, Aaron Parsons made that relatively easy. So, John Luden here through to sixth place.
Prato with a mistake at the hell corner. Moses is going to have a run on him. Moses on the inside. Gets it done.
Yeah, and it looks like Chris will take over that spot. So Andres Prieto, he will fight here for another corner or two, no question about that. But I suspect if he doesn't get it done here quickly, he's not going to.
Yeah, I made a little mistake in hell corner, lost some momentum. That allowed Chris to get right up under him.
So a couple positions.
Get a nice toe down the straight.
Yeah, a couple positions here toward the front, changing hands. And you know, Jaime Moore just popped up on timing and scoring, showing the best sector. And now Salem Montgomery Jr. just made a bit of a mistake here coming over Skyline. And will give up a few more tenths, I think, this lap to Jaime Moore. So Jaime Moore continuing to churn out the laps. And, boy, this can be danger zone for the guy who starts really picking up some pace. You get to pushing a little bit on this track, and maybe that's okay, Al. But one tiny step over the line and your race is done.
I tell you what, I've been watching Jaime for a little bit, and man, he is really running clean. And he is slowly inching into Montgomery's lead.
Yeah, well, again, it's so careful when you do start really feeling it and having the focus and able to take advantage of some of the corners on this track. It's you really have to rein it in just that ever tiny bit there to keep it safe at the same time. So we'll keep abreast of that. Meantime, Alex White really has not slipped too far off of Jaime Moore's bumper, and he might be finding a little bit of pace here as well, though Chris Moses and Andres Prieto still have sight of him.
Yeah, Moses is starting to creep into to White's time a little bit as well, picking up some pace, and so he's got a little gap between himself and Prieto as well.
So now it's just a little further back on board David Rowley. Looks like Mike Monahan has managed to find his way past David Rowley, but it is well and truly a fight now, and it is a five-way fight for what is going to end up being, what is it, the 10th place, I think. So a five-way battle here for some of the final points-paying spots, but important points for really all these guys who have championship aspirations here tonight. So Connor Swain is leading the way, but they're looking to get into that ninth place position themselves.
That gap between Parsons and his teammates now down to just 4 seconds. Oh, as Parsons makes another mistake, he's got to be very careful there. Bash the wall.
Yeah, interesting to see Parsons with some of those mistakes, but you know, he is carrying a bit of success ballast here. Our last week's race winner in our feature event from Interlagos. We didn't get a chance to cover that much with some of the technical difficulties we've had.
I'll tell you what, this battle between Swain. Ooh, Swain with a mistake.
Yeah,
Truster's got him. What a tight fight.
We caught that on board of Ian Jolicoeur here. Well, Ian Jolicoeur not able to take too much advantage. I think he's really having to tiptoe that Ferrari through the dipper, and Mike Monahan now looking to take advantage of the battle going on in front between Trussler and Swain.
Yeah, these 4 or 5 guys, they've been duking it up.
I tell you, the Porsches...
Trussler now, is he going to have a look here on the inside? He does. He's throwing it in there.
No!
Oh, some contact. Swain goes off.
And now that will be...
Monahan gets by.
And Trussler now looking to the inside on the final corner over Swain. And that is a fight that's going to continue all the way going into Hell Corner. It's named that for a reason, Al.
Yeah, Mike Monahan, the big beneficiary there, comes out ahead of those guys. And Mikey takes it off.
Yeah, it was Ian Jolicoeur, actually. He had to check up for a bit of a mistake in front for Mike Trussler. So Mike Trussler, I think, getting on the binders a little early, caught Ian out. And, of course, that's going to bring Juan Monroy up into play here. And he is going to have a look on Ian Jolicoeur now for the 11th spot. And I think he's going to get it done. Oh! Not much ground given, but plenty taken here, Al.
Monahan got out in front of those guys and then going to Hell Corner, he just had a huge snap oversteer and went right into the gravel.
Unbelievable. So
just gave it all away.
Yeah, we were.
So that's what Ian was checking up for. It looked like.
Yeah. So we're watching all these intense battles, and of course, a big part of that, Mike Monahan now having to recover a lot of his lost positions. Wow. So one hell of a fight going on, continuing for those positions. It is now Ian Jolicoeur now in the 12th spot. And Juan Monroy has really started to come to grips a little bit here with the pace, as he was languishing back a little bit in the early part of this event, but just through other drivers' mistakes in front has gained quite a few positions now. Looking to actually get in the top 10 at the moment. Over
Quick
Connor
update
Swain.
on the track condition. The ambient temperatures dropped a little bit. Track temperatures dropping, 60-degree Fahrenheit ambient, 78-degree track temp. We saw some dampness in the practice, so could have a little weather effect later on in this race.
So it's Juan Monroy coming through the chase, got it done over Mike Trussler, but that was a Connor Swain, excuse me, that was a close affair as Juan Monroy actually entered that through the chase on the grass. That was some very tense moments, but Juan Monroy continuing to push and showing great pace. Oh, had a look on Mike Trussler, couldn't quite get it done as they hit in the Hell Corner.
So real quick update, Jaime Moore really continuing to close up. Gap is under 3 seconds between him and Montgomery Jr.
Yeah, we'll check in with that as soon as we can, but this four-way battle over 9th has not quieted in any way. Juan Monroy has just come through all these battles somehow miraculously to insert himself into the top 10, and he, I think, is going to pull away as Ian Jolicoeur looks to take advantage here.
Quick update, Chris Moses has made the pass on what, 3rd?
Oh, this has just got to come to tears. These guys have been battling about 50% of all the sheet metal on display. They are still going at it and more or less keeping it off the walls. Ian Jolicoeur, quick brush there, but continues onward. And finally, I think this battle has settled somewhat here as Juan Monroy now has inserted himself to the 9th position. David Rowley continues to hold down 8th. John Houston in 7th. Teammate Aaron Parsons up in 6th. John Luden 5th.
Well, I'm not sure what happened. I missed it, but Preto's falling back to 16th, Brett.
Oh! So we did not know what happened to Andres Preto, but that is a big blow now with teammate Jaime Moore alone to carry the torch for the lion's share of points here. But we're going to be rolling up on pit stops here pretty soon, Al, and that a whole nother ball of wax here with the pit stops and how that can shake things up as well.
Yeah, we're right in that pit window, 12, 13 laps. This race is going to go 25, excuse me.
You know, interesting as we do head into these...
Oh, Luden's...
Go ahead.
So Luden's first act.
Luden into the pits. I was just going to say it's interesting, actually, running some fuel economy numbers around this place. The fuel window is actually pretty huge. We do come up short of 60 minutes in this race at 25 laps, so... the fuel window quite big, and I think actually that could lead to some double stinting. Al, go ahead.
No, just saying Joe LaCour, and I don't. Luden up on the jacks, he's not double stinting. See what Joe LaCour does here.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, so John Luden definitely not a double stint, and we'll see if many guys choose to go that option. I didn't think when I was following Tiago Canola, expecting to take the lead in this race, that he would double stint either, but I guess some people can do it. So, it is Mike Trussler now, as this fight has settled down somewhat, who will pick up the 9th spot for the moment, heading into stops. And Juan Monroy in 8th. Now, they have picked up a couple positions as, whoever pitted in front of them. Actually, that's Andres Prieto, who made that mistake, and that's where they gained those positions from. So, Andres Prieto, didn't see what happened to him. But as soon as these guys do complete their pit stops, we'll run down the field here and get a sense where everybody's running. So yeah, it is Andres Prieto now sliding back into the 14th position.
So it looks like Joe LaCour took tires as well.
As some of the immediate fights have died down for the moment now. That's not uncommon at this track for the gaps to open up somewhat. But I have to say, actually, the field has remained relatively close to one another, Al, as we have 27 drivers still on track out there. And really, that's pretty good, all things considered, on this track. Okay, so we see the leaders now starting to get involved in some lap traffic. And this is going to be the order of the day now as we go forward through this event. The lap traffic will come into play for most of these guys. And we see, Jaime Moore actually having a bit of difficulty here with, I believe that is Curtis Chandler.
Yeah, Kurt Chandler, he's got to get out of his way here. I mean, his teammate's leading, but
this is a track you really don't want to play too many games with. You never really want to play too many games with the teammates and all that stuff, but especially at this track, Al, it's a bad idea.
Well, Kurt knows what's going on here. I mean, this is unnecessary.
So Jaime Moore, no doubt, will try to pick his way through as cleanly as possible. Chris Moses has taken over that 3rd spot. And Alex White looks like he has dug into Chris Moses' lead a little bit, and that is now well and truly a battle before pit stops. And I think I'd have to say, as is typically the case in these late stints, Chris Moses falling off the pace just a little bit and overworking those tires maybe a touch. So coming on to Conrad Straight now, and looking forward to coming up through the chase. And I have to say, watching the Porsches coming through the chase section of this track, all looking very strong indeed. Very good braking cars are the Porsches, and that's really what you need coming into the chase.
Oh, and Jaime Moore, Kurt just making it so hard for him. He had some contact, Kurt went off. I don't understand it. Let him back.
Yeah, and I have to say I kind of switched off.
And I mean, the gap was a second and change, and now it's almost 4 seconds. So
yeah, I didn't want to see what was going to happen. I actually switched off that, Al, because I kind of suspected. But anyway, it is Alex White now making up big ground on Chris Moses, as he had a bit of trouble coming through the chase himself, and that's really where we're seeing that BMW have problems there in the chase, and Chris Moses in particular. So Alex White gaining some ground, but quickly losing it now coming through the start-finish line and through the first corner.
Parsons in the pit lane.
So Aaron Parsons now, one of the front runners here to act first, and it does not look like he took tires out.
I don't think he did either.
Awful quick stop there for Aaron Parsons, and that's interesting. We'll see if that moves him forward from his position. He came in from the 6th position, if memory serves. So now it is Juan Monroy working over David Rowley, who actually has had a very fine race, kind of found himself a nice little spot to work himself a nice pace alone and without too much consternation. But now he's going to have to deal with Juan Monroy as these guys look forward to their pit stops. I had a message pop up here on chat. Andres Prieto actually pitted early, Al. That's the indication from chat, and as we know, our Twitch viewer is always very knowledgeable, so that would explain a great deal for Andres Prieto.
Yeah, let's take a quick look at the lap time. I want to look at Joe LaCour now that he completed a lap, and Luden.
Yeah,
so Luden had a 2:59. He took tires. Joe LaCour 2:45. So slow stop, really slow stop for Luden. Looks like Joe LaCour took tires as well.
Okay, so that gets us settled a little bit on there. Real quickly, give me
Jaime Moore in the pits.
Jaime
I'll
Moore
keep
into the
my
pits.
eye on Jaime.
Yeah, real quickly as those pit stops cycle through, we'll remind you, actually we are broadcasting here on Twitch TV. As we see Juan Monroy going for a pass here, coming through the chase, and he is going to get the job done on David Rowley. These guys both looking forward to their pit stops upcoming, so it is going to be Juan Monroy with the advantage coming in those pit stops, and David Rowley will peel off the circuit and complete that stop. So Juan Monroy through the 6th position.
Houston is it?
John Houston into the pits. So as soon as those pit stops shake out, we'll give you a sense of who's running where on track. And in the meantime, looks like Jaime Moore and Alex White are both going to come out of the pits at about the same time. And Jaime Moore will slot in behind Mike Trussler, who has yet to complete his stop. It looks like Juan Monroy has come out ahead. Juan Monroy, I don't think, is stop driver. So I'll hold off on those comments.
So both Jaime Moore and Alex White come out in the middle of traffic.
We'll take a look at timing and scoring here, and there are actually battles out on track now. Alex White looks like he has come in for his pit stop. Jonathan Cuppet has not, so that is a battle for position, but it's only a virtual battle for position, really, as Cuppet has yet to make his stop. And it looks like teammate Ryan Schleif right behind that battle there, so teammate to Jonathan Cuppet has found a little bit of pace here and picked up some ground. Alex White, testing the walls early here in his second stint.
I got my eye on Montgomery here, see if he decides to come in.
Oh,
Chris Moses has stayed up.
and it was, I think that was David Rowley busting the wall, coming through the dipper. And I think he has lost a splitter. Yeah, it was Connor Swain. Connor Swain has lost a splitter. I don't know if he has been into the pits yet or not, but hopefully for him he hasn't. So it was Ryan Schleif, I believe, looking to make a move on Connor Swain, and it just didn't work out, going two abreast there through Skyline. Connor Swain comes out the worse for wear.
Yeah, keeping an eye on Moses and Montgomery. Both those guys have stayed out. Jaime Moore is out right behind Mike Trussell. That is, Trussell's going to stay out, so it is for position, but Trussell still needs to make a stop.
Okay, so from this point on, Al, you have to figure any guys that are staying out there on track plan to double stint. Otherwise, there'd be no reason, if you're not going to double stint, you'd come in and get the fresh rubber. So if they're staying out on track, I got to figure them for a double stint at this point. One battle, which is not a virtual battle, is Andres Prieto and Alex White. Both those drivers have come in to complete their stops, and is now Andres Prieto in a fight here with Alex White. And I think Alex White might have given him the flash he did, so Andres Prieto will go through for that 7th spot. Now, Andres Prieto did stop early. We have to suspect that he has taken tires, so he will have the fresher rubber, but it should be down a few seconds here to the guys that do not double stint in front of him. Andres Prieto came into that stop from about the 4th position, if memory serves. Okay, had me a quick sip of water, and that's Jonathan Cuppet. Now, Jonathan Cuppet has not come in, and boy, we saw that virtual fight between Jonathan Cuppet and David Rowley come to a bad end, and now Andres Prieto takes it off.
Oh boy.
But gathers it back up, really pushing there through the corner, which I cannot remember, which is the one before coming over the Skyline, so... But it looks like that fight has settled down, and I think that Andres Prieto will be able to pull away from Alex White. Though, of course, both those drivers carrying quite a bit of weight, so this actually could remain a battle now that I think about it, Al.
Yeah, so I'm actually a little surprised to see Moses staying out. He might be double stinting. I don't know how he's going to manage that with the way he drives and runs those tires off. But
yeah, that's a little surprising to me too. Chris Moses not tip. Oh, as Alex White is going to take advantage of an Andres Prieto mistake coming into the chase. No, he's not. He was really careful there on the outside, and Andres Prieto just kept his foot in it. So. Wow, that was a pretty nice recovery there for Andres Prieto. He is going to remain, and we've seen a lot of action coming through the chase here tonight, Al.
Jaime Moore has made his way around Trussell. He's got some open track ahead of him. Juan Monroy has yet to pit. He's out currently in third.
Okay, so Jaime Moore gets through Mike Trussler, and Mike Trussler's not come into the pit yet. Yeah, so okay. So Jaime Moore now down. Looks like Juan Monroy will have yet to come in, Chris Moses, and of course Salem. So all those three front runners have yet to come in. So it's Jaime Moore now with the possibility of assuming the lead here, depending on what Jaime Moore and Chris Moses do, Al. Juan Monroy, Chris Moses and Salem Montgomery Jr.
Juan Monroy, yeah. I think it's pretty clear Monroy's gonna double stint and try and maximize his points here tonight. But yeah, the big question is if Moses can hang on, because I'm pretty sure Jaime Moore took tires. Let me just double check that for you, Brad.
Well, currently it is the best battle on track right now we're watching there between Alex White and Andres Prieto. This battle has not gone away, and of course it's a virtual fight there with Jonathan Cuppett up front. He has yet to make his stop. And we're waiting for those stops. These guys apparently for sure are going to be on double stinting tires at this point, so we'll be off the pace to those who have taken tires on their stop. And we're going to reset those positions for you just as soon as those stops do complete, but it could be a few laps here before that happens.
Prieto with the look on the inside of Cup.
Yeah, so
the outside, right?
Yeah, so Prieto does get it done, and of course Alex White is going to look to follow suit here, and is going to have to wait at least one more corner to do it. And I don't think Alex White really wants Andres Prieto to get too far away. Alex White gave him the easy pass, but I think when Alex saw that he was not losing much ground to Andres Prieto, I think he decided to try to push a little bit and see if he couldn't retake that spot.
Yeah, White's going to have a hard time getting past that vet. That vet's already pulling away from him down the straight.
Yeah, it sure is. And of course, the weight ballast on Alex White's car not helping him in the least. So still looking to get you caught up here through the field, but we do want those stops to complete so we know exactly where everybody's running at the time. We know that it is Jaime Moore, possibly with the virtual lead, depending on what Salem Montgomery Jr. and Chris Moses do in the pits. So
Monroy looks like he's come in. He's rejoined in 10th. Okay. So it looks like Monroy's double.
Yeah, and a strategy we've seen from Juan Monroy in the past, he does not mind double stinting tires. And apparently these guys feel like they're getting pretty good wear rates, and the track temperature there at 26 degrees makes sense.
Montgomery into the pit.
Okay, so we'll eagerly watch with anticipation what Salem Montgomery does here.
So coming in on lap 19.
So it is the Panos of Mike.
Moses is in as well.
Alex White now looks like he's going to have a run on Jonathan Cuppett, but the Porsche is just going to be having trouble finding its legs. Its best opportunity is going to be braking in the chase.
That's it. Double stint for Montgomery.
Okay, so that's going to let us know now. Only Chris Moses yet.
Oh, Moses with a great stop right behind him. Wow, what a stop from Moses.
Okay, so
you see the gap as they exit the pit lane.
Yeah, so that battle has now been decided, and here is the battle for the virtual lead. It looks like they're both going to beat out Jaime Moore for third. And if memory serves, it was Jaime Moore on a double stint as well, Al?
I don't believe so. I think he took tires.
Okay, so it is a good stop for Chris Moses. Chris Moses has taken over the second spot from Jaime Moore, and that has got to make him feel pretty good. And well and truly, with inside of Salem Montgomery Jr., you are right, Al. So we're going to keep very close eyes on this battle and see if Chris Moses can maintain his position here and fight for the lead as we close out this event. The laps winding down, Al.
Yeah, they quickly are, and I gotta say, I think the advantage is going to be on Montgomery's side, only because those Continentals, well, I believe they're Continentals, are gonna, no, Yokohamas. They might perform a little better than the tires Moses.
Well, and we have seen the Ginetta hold up very well late in the stints, and we did see Chris Moses, Al, fall off a little bit there in that first stint, so can Chris Moses manage those tires a little bit better in the second stint? We'll see, but nonetheless, starting in fifth and getting back to sixth quickly to start this race, Chris Moses worked his way through the field very nicely. Okay, so a few more pit stops out there to be decided perhaps, but let's get you a quick rundown of who's running where as we close out this race. Just about, what do we got, Al? 6 or 7 laps to go?
Yeah, we're working lap 20 right now. I'm sorry, 19.
Okay, so Salem Montgomery.
I have to go after this.
Gotcha. So Salem Montgomery Jr. is going to lead the way here. Chris Moses in second. Jaime Moore running third. All those guys on double-stinted tires. Andres Prieto, we have to assume he did take tires, but he's solidly in fourth place and a very nice run for Andres with all that weight ballast. Alex White, we saw him take over the position before those stops, and he is currently fifth. Aaron Parsons slots back into sixth, and no doubt some of his damage will be repaired. Teammate John Houston in seventh. Fantastic run for John Houston. He was mired a bit back in the pack early, so nice run for John. Juan Monroy, great run for Juan Monroy, coming back from around the 16th or 17th place to start this event, and John Houston not too far in front of him. John Luden, now he has had his problems this event. Started up there toward the front, but finds himself in 9th place after some trouble early. David Rowley slots into 10th at the moment, and a nice spot for David Rowley to be in the top 10 at this point. Ryan Schleif now up into the 11th spot, and I suspect he has made his stop. So, yes, he has indeed. So, comes out in front of teammate Jonathan Cuppett now in 12th. Ian Jolicoeur runs 13th. We saw him about that position before stops. Mike Monahan solidly in the points at 14th. Marty Uren takes over 15th, and ooh, got some damage showing on that Ferrari F458. Not much of it that isn't damaged, really. So, Mike Trussler, he has moved backward after some of the great fights he was involved in. Now back into the 16th place and followed very closely by David Poole, who unfortunately has also had this race come undone for him a little bit. So, Al, it is now David Poole in 17th and teammate John Luden in 9th. The 05 Motorsports looking a little shaky here as we close out this race.
Yeah, I noticed Luden did take tires. He had a really slow stop compared to everybody else.
So here in our closing laps,
Jaime Moore starting to close up on Chris Moses.
We'll check back.
About a 3-second gap.
We'll check back with that momentarily. So interesting news there. Gregory Myers running in the 18th spot, and Matt Taylor not able to recover from his early troubles for PMR as he continues to struggle there at 19th. Kevin Miller, however, has moved up pretty nicely to 20th. Iggy Ciordia putting in a very nice effort here, Al. Nearly in the top 20. Pretty nice run for Iggy. Curtis Chandler runs in the 20th.
Yeah, the hard work's paying off.
Yep. Curtis Chandler actually into the pits now, and he may just now be completing his pit stop. Not sure about that, but Curtis Chandler, unfortunately, has not managed to hold on to points here in this event. Esteban Palacio in that fill-in role once again for Thiago Canola, looking in the 23rd, exactly the position he started in, Al, if memory serves. So Connor Swain now in 24th, and Connor Swain came to a very unfortunate end coming through the dipper. Lost that front splitter, so it looks like it's going to be a non-points finishing position for Connor Swain tonight. But you never know, and it was a great early effort for him. Dan Wilkerson now slots into the 25th position. Chuck Carter still running, and that Mustang looking very sharp here still in 26. Brian Story 27th, and that is going to do it. So, 27 runners here as we close out this Bathurst race, Al. Not too shabby.
Yeah, not too shabby at all. But tell you what, Chris Moses just unable to match the pace from Montgomery Jr., losing time and quickly falling to the clutches of Jaime.
Yeah, so perhaps not working out on that double stint, but he did take over the second spot, and it is his advantage here if he holds that position over Jaime Moore. So though Jaime Moore may be able to make some inroads here in these final laps, he will be the one out front and can kind of dictate that pace. So in the meantime, however, we do have a battle brewing here, Al, over the 5th spot. Aaron Parsons has crept up on Alex White, and I think he's got some pace over Alex.
Yeah, and looks like White might be struggling for a little bit of grip there. And this might be the opportunity for Parsons right here. That just couldn't put the power down, and now Parsons is going to have a run on him.
Yeah, he sure is. And here's the section of the track we've been seeing all the action here tonight coming through the chase. Alex White is actually good through this section, but gets on the curb, gets it wrong.
Oh!
Wow.
Oh, put a wheel off there on the grass and managed to save it somehow. That could have been ugly.
That was more or less an incredible save. That was very impressive. And he wasn't trying to do anything blocking, as we see side by side coming through the final corner. Aaron Parsons not got the job done yet, but I think he is going to get it done.
Oh, he got it. Yeah.
So Aaron Parsons through the 5th here as we close out this race. And I don't think Alex White was trying to block or do anything, defend too hard through that section. Just got a little wrong coming off the curbing there.
Nice battle here for 8th between Monroy and Luden.
Yeah, we saw that in the distance. We're going to get back to that momentarily. Oh, little wall brush, another one for Alex White. As indeed now you see it, John Houston... Oh, Juan Monroy, excuse me, and John Luden. So John Luden on those fresher tires. Oh, and we have some debris coming off, and that was... I believe that's going to be Curtis Chandler and the Janetta coming to some type of bad end through the second corner. Dan Wilkerson perhaps involved in the Viper, but both those drivers get through clean, and the fight is still on for that 8th place, Al.
Yeah, just taking a look up front here. Montgomery's still leading.
Boy, the
gap
section
now down up to 5 seconds between Montgomery and Mose.
Boy, you saw John Luden just instantly close on the Audi there. And I've gotten confused. Don't know if John Luden took tires or not, but the Porsche's got... Oh! And it is a big mistake by Juan Monroy, but he hangs on to it as these drivers struggling for grip around every corner over the bumps. Coming through the dipper, the chase, coming down here, the forest corner, whatever it's called. Tense moments. Even at the best of times, but when you're in traffic in a heated fight, Al, it's just so tough.
You're watching a battle between one guy on old rubber and John Luden, who took tires. He's got pace over Monroy. It's just a matter of getting past, and it's a lot easier said than done.
Yeah, and Juan Monroy, will be fighting tooth and nail here as the laps do close out to hold on to that position. Very good underbraking as a Porsche, almost too good there. Does a very good job actually staying off of Juan Monroy, so he's going to want to tuck in very close here for Hill Corner and see if he can get any type of draft at all. Comes a very nice
exit there, but...
Sorry, go ahead, Al.
No, that Audi's just so quick. I mean, the straight line speed, you could see the gap spreading down the straight. It's advantage Monroy.
Yeah, absolutely right. And John Luden did get a very good exit, and to watch that Audi just rocket away. But boy, those mistakes in the corners are keeping things very tense here for Juan Monroy and John Luden too. It has to be said. So much better through the corners right now is John Luden. Yeah, John Luden backing way off. He had gained so much ground through there. I think he knew that if he took his normal line, he would just slaughter Juan Monroy there. Very veteran move, really, by John Luden.
I mean, Moore and Moses now down to 2 seconds, so that gap shrinking with just a couple laps to go.
Yeah, sure is, and we can see that gap now as Jaime Moore does come through the chase. So we'll keep our eyes on that battle. I did notice the track temperature just now starting to rise, but it shouldn't have any effect here at this point in the event. And what kind of laps we working on here, Al? We might just have 1 or 2 left to run.
Yeah, it's last. I believe this is the last lap, I believe.
So it's going to be one more opportunity, just another 20-some corners here for John Luden to get the pass done here for 8th, and time's starting to run out, I think it has to be said, on Jaime Moore to get past Chris Moses for that 2nd spot. Salem Montgomery Jr. looking pretty solid out there, though, Al. I haven't had a chance to mention Salem very much, but it's only because he's been driving such a controlled race.
Yeah, I mean, he's been exactly that. He's been staying out of trouble, and the car's been clean the whole night. So he's been really hitting his marks for sure.
Oh, John Luden, big slide, but he is going to set up pretty well coming off that 2nd corner. Not going to be enough. It looked like he had the opportunity to really dirt track it around that thing and possibly take advantage for Juan Monroy. But this is for all the marbles here. And go ahead.
This would be a tremendous job for Monroy if he can hold out and hang on to this position. It
really will be, and he has driven one hell of a race. I don't think he has put one single wheel wrong in this event, and it has equaled into an 8th place, despite, I would have to say, not having the best pace here over some of these other guys in the top 10. All right, Luden looking inside, looking outside. We have some traffic in front. I think that's either David Rowley or Connor Swain. And we more or less have to stay on this battle unless Jaime Moore really starts doing something with Chris Moses here, because I think this is going to be a...
This is it, Brad. That's it.
Salem Montgomery Jr. takes the win. Chris Moses in for 2nd. Jaime Moore not quite able to get up there. Andres Preto, great run for 4th. Aaron Parsons for 5th. Alex White looks like he'll come home as 6th. John Houston in 7th. And finally, this last chance for John Luden. The battle over 8th, Juan Monroy. And it is going to be close. Is John Luden going to take any chances as we come into the final corner?
It's going to be, yeah. I don't think he's close enough, however. He can't do it. He does have a quick look.
Wow.
What a job by Monroy. What a great finish.
So a great finish for those two. David Rowley is going to come home, it looks like, in 10th, followed relatively closely by Ryan Schleif. Ryan Schleif actually made a heck of a run there in the 2nd stint, Al, coming all the way up to 11th.
Yeah, it looks like Cuppa made a mistake. He was right behind Schleif last lap, yeah. And Monahan's made a pass, as has Joe LaCour.
So it is 12th, 13th, and 14th for Monahan, Joe LaCour, and Cuppet. And I think that's going to do it for our cars on the lead lap, Al.
No, Trussell's still out there. Poole.
Oh, okay. Well, I missed a few
guys.
Got a
few guys left.
So David Poole actually did manage to come back into the points. Gregory Myers going to come home, it looks like, for 17th. And missing out on points for Gregory Myers tonight. But you know what? I don't think he had any practice, and so really put in a relatively solid race, it has to be said. Marty Wren's going to come home 18th, and that's got to be a bit of a disappointment for Marty. It looks like he doesn't have any damage on his Ferrari now, so I suspect he's been back into the pits in his 2nd stint. Matt Taylor's going to come home 19th. A bit of a disappointment, it has to be said, for Matt Taylor tonight and PMR, but no doubt they'll get it back together next week. And Kevin Miller looks like he is in 20th. And these guys, I think, still on the lead lap themselves.
Sam, do you copy?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you loud and clear. Hey, congratulations. Great win here tonight at Bathurst. It was a pretty close battle between you and Moore for most of that stint. He came in a little bit early. You came out just ahead of Chris Moses. Moses with a dynamite stop. Were you feeling a little bit of pressure there?
No. I didn't want to push the car too hard and mess up in the S's. because she'll tend to, if I don't keep one of the tires warm enough, she'll tend to hook going into it. So it was just being complacent. Once I saw I hit the 205.7 on one of the early laps, I told myself to dial it back. I was doing 205.2s in practice.
Well, in the end, Salem, it was a very nice run for you, and you came.
Yeah, well, I mean that stop you had. Obviously, you guys, most of the field double stinting. Was that something you planned on doing going into tonight, or were you just was it a decision you made on the fly?
Decision I made on the fly. I knew my options from the non-winners championship or race that I won the one off season. In the V8 supercars, so I knew there was an option to do it or to come in early on lap 12 and then take enough fuel, since the car gets really good fuel economy, and overall just not try to overdrive it, you know.
Well, in the end, it was a pretty easy run for you, and you come up with
it was a great finish here tonight for you, Salem. So you'll be carrying a bit of weight next week at wait, where are we next week, Brad?
That's the story of my life.
You guys copy?
Carrying weight is just something I do. Oh, I had weight tonight.
Well, I don't remember where we're at next week, to be honest with you. But no doubt you're used to it. You can manage the weight in that car. I'm sorry, Suzuka. Sorry. So how do you think the car's going to perform around there at Suzuka?
Oh, that actually, to carry the weight will be a good thing for that track, because it's all about the beginning technical section, and this car loves it. Weight doesn't hurt it, actually. It only hurts it straight line torque. So S's will be what it's all about. Not a box. It's probably about a second and a half quicker than most of the cars that I tested.
So apologize for that. Apologize for that, guys. Looks like I had a momentary problem with Ventrilo. I kept trying to get in there. Just real quickly, Salem, we want to let you go and get your congratulations and just rewards. Real quickly, though, you come up with your second race win here, and that's got to feel pretty good. But more importantly, it's a bit of a rebound for you here in the championship standing. So you think you can really start to make some inroads here in the second part of this season and give those guys a challenge here for the top spot?
I'll try. It really hurt me at Road America. Since I was on the early probation, I was really just trying to drive as cautiously as I could, but both races here and Interlagos, I can't hear the beamers once I pass them, so it's hard in the virtual sim to try to look all the way around you when you're in the middle of cars. So it looks like one thing when it's really another. So carrying, like I said, I'm used to carrying the weight now, which is probably a good thing now. So we'll go from there.
All right, well, congratulations, Salem, and a great job tonight. So good run, nice recovery from last week. So good luck next week at Suzuka.
Yep, thanks, guys.
Whew. Well, okay, Al, pretty eventful race, really. You know, in the end, we didn't see those gaps open up too much. I know you're moving Salem down, but in the end, we didn't see those gaps open up too much. A lot of battles throughout this event. Not too much attrition. The front runners really more or less did a pretty damn good job of being prepared for this race and coming up with some great battles.
Yeah, it was a great race. There definitely wasn't as much attrition as you'd expect here, but there was still some frantic action there in the mid pack and towards the back. So, but most of the guys stuck it out, and that was great to see.
Okay, well, for now we're going to go ahead and shut it down, I guess, Al, and we'll look forward to seeing everybody back, hopefully with you on the main broadcast pictures there at Suzuka, and that's going to be another good race as well. And of course, I want to remind everyone to check in with our exciting Assetto Corsa action going on there on Thursday nights too.
Yeah, Thursday night from Spa, our fifth race of the season. So Ken Rodriguez will be on board doing that broadcast. So hopefully you guys can tune in. But if not, we'll be back next Monday night from Suzuka. Should be a good one.
Yep, great. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you next week.